Hoi Pokémon Trainers, my name is Lordkeeper Loose and welcome to my channel. This is a brand new channel that I've made specifically for Pokemon videos, probably a few non-Pokemon videos because I'm into all types of games and stuff, but for the longest time I was hesitant on actually doing YouTube because I don't have much experience with entertainment and content creating, but I think that I can give it a really good shot, and I'm excited to share my content with you guys. For my very first video, we are going to be looking at the reason I started this channel, and that is the brand new, well, I say brand new, but it's a couple days old, the brand new Pokémon Sun and Moon trailer, featuring a bunch of new awesome stuff, and this just increased my hype factor like a millionfold. Like, originally, I was like, yeah, looks cool, I'm gonna buy it, but I don't know if I'll like it, and this trailer has just, blown my mind. I'm gonna pre-order this game, like, immediately, as soon as I can, because goddamn, this is so cool. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, straight away we see the new introductions of ALOLA forms. These forms are super cool special versions of Pokemon, currently exclusively Gen 1. This is ALOLA Exeggutor, swapping its psychic typing for freaking Dragon and gaining the ability Frisk, as well as growing a hilariously long neck. You have to admit, this long-necked Exeggutor, it being our first Grass Dragon type, is pretty amazing. We see Exeggutor using a move against a poor Dragonite. I'm not sure what move this is, but it could be a unique move to ALOLA Exeggutor, judging by the animation. Next, we have these amazing versions of Vulpix and Ninetales, both swapping out Fire typing for Ice typing, and Ninetales gaining the Fairy type. I honestly think this is so cool, and I really want to use ALOLA Ninetales in Moon, and probably even Exeggutor, to be honest. Having these unique type-switched older Pokemon is just so cool to me and really gets me hyped for these games. I really hope they're doing even more of these, because it reminds me of the old Delta Pokemon from the TCG and also the fan game Pokemon Insurgents. And it's just so cool. I love the idea that there are subspecies of Pokemon that are slightly different, and it's just really unique. These two Pokemon gain the ability Snow Cloak, which I believe increases a stat while it's hailing, I can't remember which one, and we can see Vulpix here using Ice Beam, and then we have Ninetales using what I believe is Sheer Cold? I could be wrong though, it could be any of the Ice type moves to be honest, or a new one. Finally, for ALOLA forms, we have these adorable changes to the Sandshrew line, swapping out Ground typing for Ice Steel, a uniquely badass typing. I really love what they've done here. You can probably expect to see these in the same area as Vulpix and Ninetales, or perhaps these are version exclusives, so Vulpix and Ninetales being on Sun, and Sandshrew and Sandslash, I really can't say that name, Sandslash being on Pokemon Moon. We'll have to wait and see. These two also gain Snow Cloak, and we see Sandshrew here using what I believe is Ice Ball, and then Sandslash using what seems to be a new move, Ice Claw, which is cool. Get it? After the amazing introduction of ALOLA forms, we are introduced to Oricorio, a bird Pokemon from the ALOLA region. This Pokemon has a different appearance and typing that are based off of various dance styles. Bale style, I think I'm saying that right, being fire flying, Pom-Pom style being electric flying, Pow style being psychic flying, and Sensu style being ghost flying, which is an awesome typing by the way. We can see that each of the 4 ALOLA islands has a different style of these Oricorio. Just look at their adorable dances. I'm honestly considering Ghost Oricorio to be one of my new favourite Pokemon. We now see Revelation Dance, Oricorio's signature move, that's type matches your Oricorio's. We also see Oricorio's signature ability, Dancer, which copies any dance moves used by the opponent. I could see using this in competitive. Take that, Dragon Dancing Gyarados. Next up is another new and unique Pokemon called Minior, a rock flying type with the ability Shields Down. This Pokemon appears to be a special attacker, with a free substitute built into its ability. It starts off the battle covered in a thick shell, and when it takes damage, that shell breaks off. This could be only if it's hit with a super effective attack, and maybe the shield reduces all damage by 1% until it's broken, or it could just be a substitute, where once it takes enough damage or gets hit once or twice, it will be broken. When the shield breaks, it enters core form, which has 4 different appearances, probably based on which island you find it on. You gotta admit, this thing's cute. Gumshoes, the Donald Trump Pokemon, an evolution of Yungoos. Yes, I made that joke too. Retaining the normal typing and having one of 2 abilities, Stakeout and Strongjaw, this Pokemon looks pretty weird for your standard evolved rodent. I mean, Raticate, Linoon, even Watchog kinda look better than this, to be honest. Formantis is a new grass-type Pokemon with the ability Leaf Guard, which evolves into Lurantis that keeps the same ability. These are pretty neat looking Mantis Pokemon, which is quite original for grass types, I believe. But wait, there's more. Lurantis has a new move, Solar Blade. I mean, look at this thing, that is so cool. And probably, I predict that it's going to be a physical version of Solar Beam for more physical grass type attackers, taking a turn to charge before releasing its epic power. I could be wrong though. The pre-evolved form of Mudsdale is Mudbray, which has the same typing and abilities as its evolution. It's a pretty basic Pokemon, but adorable nonetheless. It seems to be using Earthquake or Magnitude here. The next segment introduces us to Ride Pokemon, an upgrade to the Rhyhorn Go-Go riding of the XY games and the Latias Latios riding of Aurus. We see the player riding various Pokemon such as Bouffalant, Mudsdale, Sharpedo, and Charizard. The best part of this seems to be that you can ride them on all routes, instead of just specific areas. Could this be a replacement to Surf and the Bicycle? Maybe even Fly? We see each of the Pokemon shown doing different things. Bouffalant can charge to break rocks. Rock Smash replacement, anybody? Mudsdale can run over the rocky ground similar to the Rhyhorns in X and Y. And Sharpedo can break large rocks out at sea. It begs the question on how these mechanics will interact. Maybe there's only one per island, or do you teach your own Pokemon these tricks? Do these replace HMs, or are these just for specific routes? The player does appear to cool the Charizard somehow, rather than with a Pokeball, and both of them are wearing special gear. I guess we won't know until the game comes out. If you thought the ALOLA forms were my favourite part of this trailer, you'd be wrong. Introducing the Island Challenge, your rite of passage. It looks like Nintendo have heeded our call and changed up the gym and league system that we're used to. Since we've had so many games with this system, it's actually really nice to be seeing something different. I can see why some people don't like the change, but come on, let's be honest, some people have stopped playing Pokemon because they're just too similar to each other, and this is a great answer. Instead, the player must travel to each of the 4 islands to fight the Trial Captains and become the Island Champion. This sounds so fun, a different style and fits ALOLA to a T. Just this change has pretty much upped my hype meter from pretty hyped to give me now. Mallow is the grass-type captain of the lush jungle, probably on this island here, judging by the forest area, so maybe this island is our starting one. Mallow gives the player the task of finding her 4 ingredients before you challenge her. Maybe you have to find them around the jungle, or maybe different trainers have them. Lana is the water-type captain that I believe will be on this island here, comparing it to all the others. Lana mentions a fearsome Pokemon causing trouble by splashing around in the water. This is probably the task we have to complete for her to fight us, and maybe it's related to some sort of ALOLA region evil team? Who knows? Next up is Sophocles. How do you even say it? Sophocles? Hercules. The electric type captain. He has an arrogant, smug attitude and is found in a laboratory, so I think he's on this island. Lastly is Kiawe, if I'm saying that right. The fire type captain, who is found in a volcano looking area. Because of this, I think he's on this last island. From his text, we can deduce that he is the last captain we have to fight. He says that his trial will test your observation. There will be a dance and then another. Not sure what this means, but sounds pretty fun. When you beat one of the 4 trials, you will fight a rare totem Pokemon, a stronger version of their regular forms. Here, we see a totem Gumshoos. I personally believe that these Pokemon will be uncatchable, but maybe they are, or there is another way to get them, or maybe even the trial captains have them, I'm not sure. Each of these totem Pokemon have a unique aura that raises one of their stats. In Gumshoos' case, defense, meaning your fighting type's probably going to have a bad time. If this wasn't enough, totem Pokemon can call for help during a battle in a similar way to how enemies do in Earthbound. This Gumshoos summons a Yungoos. Some unanswered questions are, does totem Gumshoos aura apply to their called allies? Are totem Pokemon only able to call pre-evolved version of themselves, in which case totem Pokemon are probably only going to be ALOLA Pokemon at their fully evolved form. We might see a totem Mudsdale or totem Formantis. Who knows? We see the Yungoos attack straight after Gumshoos, probably in a similar way to Mega Kangaskhan and her baby, or it's just a regular double battle and Yungoos is faster than Pikachu. I think that's unlikely though. Next we are shown what could either be the ALOLA version of an Elite Four, or what I think is more likely the second half of ALOLA's gym-like trials. If they're the Elite Four, then maybe there's only 4 gym leaders in this game, being the trial captains. I'm not sure, but judging by this little thing here on the map, I think maybe that's the Elite Four, and these are just like basically the second half of the trials. Once you beat the 4 trial captains, you can fight the Kahunas. Kahuna is a Hawaiian word that translates to expert in any profession, which means that these are probably some really strong trainers, which supports the idea of them being an Elite Four. The only one we see is Hala, Kahuna of Melemele Island. I don't think we've seen names for these islands yet, so this is a pretty awesome announcement. Hala refers to his battle as a grand trial, furthering my theory to be honest. I think he can be found here, judging by the background of the battle. Finally, from this amazing teaser trailer is a brand new move type, Z moves. The trainer does a cool dance, and a symbol appears, and your Pokemon uses a super powerful move based on their type. We see Pikachu here using Gigavolt Havoc. Cool things to note are that since Pikachu is using it, you don't have to be fully evolved to use a Z move, so I wonder what the limitations to learning these moves are. Also, we can only use a Z move once per battle, possibly as a Mega Evolution alternative for weaker Pokemon, so that if your Mega faints, you still have a plan B. As noted here, there are only 1 Z move for each type. Rowlet uses Bloom Doom, the Grass type Z move. Bro, these attack animations are amazing, like each one of them just nukes the opponent. It should also be noted that every Z move has a unique dance, so maybe that's how we learn them, being we find people who will teach us the dance for various types. Maybe even the gym leaders teach us a dance for their type, which would be pretty awesome. Litten uses Inferno Overdrive. That poor Rowlet. Poplio uses Hydro Vortex. Holy freaking seal, man. I'd just like to add on here that it's called a Z move. Pokemon Z, anyone? Just saying, just saying. Also, that our gym leaders have Grass, Water, Fire, and Lightning as their typings, which match these Z moves seen exactly. So, where do we learn the rest of the Z moves if we do learn these 4 from the trainers? Or the trial captains, pardon. So, do the Grand Trial Captain, the Kahunas, do they teach us Z moves as well? Not sure. So that's all for this trailer, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like rating. I greatly appreciate it, and it tells me that you like my content, so I can make more of it. My next videos are going to be a top 10 based on this trailer, and also a shortened version of this, a too long didn't watch version, essentially, for, you know, people who don't have as much time. If you'd like to see those videos when they come out, please subscribe. I greatly appreciate it, and you will see the video straight away. And until next time, guys, have a good day. I'm out. Bye! Kahuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Mele 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 woo!